Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to a brand new video, and I finally have my hands on the 3060. I was gonna get a 3060 Ti or a 3070, but because of the silicon crisis and everybody's boosting the prices to like twice as much, I finally got my hands on a 3060, actually from a Dutch ordering company. I'm from the Netherlands, so that worked great because international ones, it will sell out in a second, and I was too late every single time. But I finally got it, and I actually got the one I really wanted, like not only for it being the 3060, and I will show you which one I got. It's the MSI 3060 Gaming Trio X. This is the back of the box. Now, one of the main reasons I wanted this type of card is because it has 3 fans. It's a really long card, and my PC case can actually fit it. But so far, I've had 2 fan cards. Now, that is great. The reason I got this card is so I could stream VR without any problems. So I thought I'd make it into a video, the 2060 versus the 3060. Okay, so the last thing to mention are the overclock settings. Now, my 2060 is actually modded, and by modded, I mean I took it apart and put liquid metal between the cooler and the core. And for the people that didn't know, liquid metal transfers heat way faster than regular thermal paste, and graphics cards use a thing called GPU boost, which boosts your clock speeds over what they claim they can do as long as they have good temperatures. So my 2060 has really good temperatures, which makes it clock higher than it would with the regular thermal paste. My overclock settings for the 2060 were plus 100 on the core voltage, plus 106 power limit, 87 degrees Celsius temperature limit, plus 140 on the core, and plus 493 on the memory. Now, the fan profile was automatic, and it would basically spin at around 60% or 70% when it's in full use. Would not get hotter than, let's say, 60 degrees, something like that, 65. The fans don't spin that fast because the liquid metal transfers the heat really well. But this is how I would normally play. Now, for the 3060, it is not modded with liquid metal. I'm not planning to do that because the cooler is beefy enough. I tried plus 100 on the core voltage, but it gave me worse results in Heaven Benchmark, so I'm keeping it on plus 0 for these tests. Power limit on 105%, a 90 degrees Celsius temperature limit, plus 200 on the core, and plus 1000 on the memory. I'll probably lower the memory clocks after the testing. Like, this is stable, but I want it to be as stable as possible. Also, I put the fan speed on 50% because this card will not have any fan spinning until it hits 60 degrees Celsius, which will lower the core clock to 1900 something instead of the 2100 something it can reach with the fan speeds on 50%, which was really quiet since they're 3 fans and they have a bigger diameter than the 2060 fans. Now, without further ado, let's get right into the testing.
No point in blaming you, you did not know. Oh, I thought you were the one for me. That's why I give you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. You meant the world to me.
Okay, so for the 2060, the average FPS was 146, average frame time was 6.2 milliseconds for GPU renders, and for CPU renders, it's 6.9 milliseconds. Nice. Okay, so the average FPS was 181. The average frame time for GPU renders is 5 milliseconds, and for CPU renders, it's 5.5 milliseconds. And these are the quality settings for the people that were curious. Alright, so I also did a Minecraft RTX test, which sadly I could not screen record because their screen recording would literally show 1 frame per a few seconds, since the GPU was already pushing the max FPS in RTX mode and trying to decode on OBS as well, since all the screen recordings have been done with OBS. So that's why FPS is less than you would expect. But nonetheless, the 2060 had an average FPS of 69.4, a minimum FPS of 62.1, a maximum FPS of 75.1. But for the 3060, the average frame rate was 96.2, and the minimum frame rate was 83.2 FPS. And the maximum frame rate was 114.8 FPS. Now, you heard me talk about Heaven benchmark at the start of the video. I also could not screen record that, but basically the 2060 had a score of 5634 with a FPS average of 223.7. Now the 3060 got a score of 6361 with a average FPS of 252.5. So as you would expect, it got a higher score, not to mention that it ran at like 50 degrees max. Meanwhile, my 2060 was running at like 60 to 70 degrees, which makes sense with the bigger cooler. So yeah, those are all the results. Let me know what you thought of this video. I put a lot of effort into it. And yeah, tell me, are you planning to upgrade your GPU? And if so, to what GPU? Also, you can try these tests for yourself. Let me know your results in the comments. Also, if you want to know what specs I got, they're in the description at the bottom, so you know what test bench I'm using. So yeah, that's all for me. Like the video, it really helps me out. Subscribe if you haven't. We're going for 40K this year, which is a crazy goal. And yeah, join the Discord server if you want to talk with me or others. Show your setups, whatever. And have a great day. Peace.